namaste. Here I am out in the deserts of Nevada. It's quite chilly out here, and it was just reminding me of the time when I was in India, up in the Himalayas, Darjeeling. And Darjeeling, if you've never been there, it's cold even in the summer. So freezing cold. Anyway, it was reminding me of my time there, and I wanted to speak a little bit about, again, the Nityananda thing. I'm not doing this to try to upset people. I'm doing it to try to, give the point of view from what I've learned in my path, from what, I teach, and why I'm so steadfast in speaking out. Now, I just recently watched a thing somebody sends, people send me things, want me to comment on it, etc. Well, when you see somebody who's doing sex and wearing the sannyas color of orange, which means you're a celibate. You don't wear the orange kavi unless you are a celibate, okay? So when you see somebody that's wearing the kavi, disgracing it by cavorting around and then lying about it on top of it, yes, there's a reason to speak out. Now, when you take sannyas, and I know there are a lot of people that are from the West that don't understand what is sannyas, okay? When you take sannyas, what you do is, during the ceremony, you have your head shaved. Why is that? Why do you shave your head when you take sannyas? Because you show your humility. Okay? And you're getting rid of all your past things, all your past life. You're starting fresh like a newborn baby. So when you see ones like Nityananda, and you have this girl coming out and saying, oh, I took sannyas so I could be a god, so I can live like a god. That's exactly polar opposite of what you take sannyas for. When you see them playing dress up, wearing the orange, which means when the orange color, let me give you the significance of it. The orange color means you are burning away the dross, okay? You're burning away through tapasya. What tapasya is it to sit there and say, oh, I'm taking sannyas, and then they buy dreadlocks, matted hair, okay? And they put it in their hair so they have these long dreadlocks immediately during sannyas. So if that's not the most egotistical thing I've ever seen in my life, the direct polar opposite of what it is to take sannyas, okay? Usually people have to earn their dreadlocks. They takes years and years to grow it. No, they just take sannyas. I'm going to put that on, put a lot of jewelry, play dress up, and now I'm a god. Okay? So instead of humbling yourself and being ready to go through the fires, okay? Instead of actually trying to find your way to Kailash, and let me tell you what Kailash means, okay? It's that still point, that mountain, okay? That mountain that one enters into stillness. It's not wearing jeta and running around playing like you look like Shakti and Shiva, okay? That's not what it's about, okay? It's about entering that still point, okay? Whether you say it's Kashi or whether you say it's in Buddhist, I think it's called Sumera, the middle thing where everything radiates from the center outward. You enter that stillness. You become like a wheel. That center point is always still. That's entering realization. That's entering moksha. That's entering that parabrahman, that Brahman which is before that which is persona, okay? That pregnant void. Entering the pregnant void. In Buddhist tradition, what do? It's not out there, oh, we're romping and playing and stuff. The ones that are very serious, that want to get to realization, what do? They go out in the cave. They live 8 years, 8 months, 8 days, alone, solitary, single. Okay? Many of the very intense, the Shaivite monks, the Shaivite sadhus and sadhvis, go up in the mountain. They live a solitary existence. They're not dancing around and playing dress up. Okay? That's not a serious path. Okay? Simply not. It's making a mockery of all of it. An absolute mockery. Okay? And that's why I speak out. When you see somebody that's 180 degrees away from sannyas and saying they're taking sannyas, it's a mockery of Hinduism. It's a mockery of every spiritual path. Even Christianity says, that you have to be put in the fires, okay, and burn away the dross. That takes the contemplation, that takes humbling yourself, that takes sitting in that stillness, looking what comes and goes in mind, and making your way through. That's why the monks go up in the mountain. That's why the sadhus and sadhvis live a solitary existence. Most Shaivite, when they take sannyas, they become wandering. And they're only allowed to stay in one place when the rains come. And at that point, they stay where they're at and do teaching. Whatever they've learned, they give those teachings, impart those teachings. That's the way traditional sannyas is done. Okay? You never go back to see your family. You cut all those ties. Okay? It's like, in a Christian, you enter the monastery. You become contemplative. Okay? You're not out partying, playing dress up, looking like little gods running around. Okay? There is so much symbolism, so much wisdom out there. Okay? Just like, people, they have no clue, like what I'm wearing, the swastik. Or in Navajo tradition, I bought this actually from the Navajos. You'll see it's got the arrows on it. It's called the whirling logs. Now, what is the whirling logs? In Navajo tradition, the whirling logs came out of the fact there was one Indian, and he hollowed out this log, wanted to make a canoe, and he wanted to go away from the tribe for a while. Well, they tried to dissuade him, but he went anyway. He got into the river, and he went down the river, and he got to the point where it's swirling. Whirling, 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 swirling. And he got in there. And when he reached that point, the Yei came. Y-E-I, the Yei. And they came and taught him. The spirits came and gave him spiritual knowledge, which he then took back to his tribe and to his people. The Dine, the people. The Navajos are called Dine in their own language, which means the people. He took this wisdom back to the people, and they portray it as the whirling logs. Now, this symbol has been around for thousands of years in all cultures. You'll see it embroidered into clothing in China. It's also in Japan. It's in all cultures, okay? All cultures have this. Now, in Hinduism, okay, and in many traditions, it means also, the way of nature, the way that nature goes, okay? It also means entering that still point, okay, that realization, that still point, that pregnant void, where that stillness comes from, Mount Meru, whatever you want to say, or Kailash, and then everything, the Shakti, proceeds out from that, okay? It proceeds out from that, okay? That's what it is when you have the arms pointing clockwise. If they're counterclockwise, which is what many of the Buddhists use, they use it as, sometimes it represents Kali, and it's used to break through ego, okay? That's what it's used for. It's used to look deeper and to break through ego, okay? To sit there and to contemplate and to go within, see what's valid, what's not. This takes a lot of time, okay? It's not gotten by playing dress up, happy, 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 fun, 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 okay? Let's take sannyas, let's wear orange and put dreadlocks in our hair and say how spiritual we are. That's making, again, a mockery of the whole tradition, making a mockery of those that are actually living that spiritual life, that take those years of time to do that hard tapasya, to burn away all of those erroneous ideas, erroneous drama. That takes years of actually walking a spiritual path, okay? So that's why I put this out there. I've heard somewhere say that they're spending $1,000 to have those dreadlocks put in their hair. That's craziness. I'm sorry, it's craziness. So again, that's why I speak out. In my own life, again, I spent, since very young age, 49 years to break through. 49 years of tapasya, of sincere, dedicated seeking, 24/7. Okay? It's not fun and games. Yes, when Kundalini awakens, one has cities that come up. These powers, these things. Okay, but you don't chase them because they're stumbling blocks. This is also why I don't do third eye meditations, give them third eye meditations. Why? Because you do third eye meditations, you go into astral realms. Astral realms are all projected by mind. Yes, you can see gods there, you can see goddesses there, you can see realm after realm after realm, and you can get caught in them endlessly because the mind will continue to create and create and create. Okay? These are trials along the way. These can be stumbling blocks along the way. So I don't care how many realms and lands you've gone to. I don't care how many of those blown up, and we've all had them. If you walk the path a long time, you'll have visions, you'll have all of these things that come, very real, okay? You'll be awake while you're asleep, lucid dreaming, where you can fly, you can do all these things, okay? That comes as a natural part of the path, okay? Healing powers comes as a natural part of the path. Feeling these energies come as a natural part of the path. Seeing auras for a time will come for a natural. Automatically having these kriyas take place. Okay? All of that one goes through, okay? All of those things one goes through. Okay? But the point is to come to the still mind, to break through all of that, not to continue to create realm after realm after realm, because all of those things are in Shakti, divisionary, divide a realm. Okay? And when he says you're in Advaita realm because you're happy, that has nothing to do with Advaita. Has nothing to do. He doesn't even understand the most basic things of what Advaita is versus Dvaita. Advaita, Dvaita. Advaita is being always in that still point. Having broken through the illusion and delusion of that divisionary realm of Shakti play. Okay? All he's giving is Shakti, the divisionary realm. Okay? That's not Advaita. Okay? Okay. Advaita is when one has reached into that still point and it's running like a thread through all the divisionary realm, but it's untouched by anything that takes place in the divisionary realm. It's a still point that one does not leave. Okay? It's at that point when all the baggage is blown out. Okay? And what remains is Kailash, that still center. One becomes like the Shiva Linga. You understand what it is. The Linga itself is like the pregnant void, the zero. Okay? The Shiva Linga is like a zero, the pregnant void. And from that point comes into existence, when it starts coming in, Shakti moves it into all the various vibrational, and due to what vibration it is, creates color, creates sound, creates all of these endless things. Okay? So that's just a quick nutshell overview of what it takes to get spiritual wisdom. It's not something you read in a book. It's something that's directly experienced, directly known to the heart of your being, every fiber of your being. And when you get to that point, you'll read things like the Ashtavakra Gita, and it will be at that point not, oh, I wonder what this is. It's like, yes, 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 yes. You know it because you experience, because it is your living reality. Okay? This is why I don't advocate people reading the Ashtavakra Gita and Advaita texts until one has actually deconstructed into that. And then at that point, when you read it, there will be total understanding and wisdom of it. Okay? Because that is one's living reality. Okay. Namaste. Have a great day. I've got to get down the road or I'll never make it to where I'm going. Have a great day. Bye.